What's up, everybody? Happy Friday. It's a day. It's a day. Something about these Fridays, man. I don't know what's going on with markets, but Fridays, they're spicy for a while. Now they're just chilling. But we are live, and you are here. And for that, I'm grateful. Welcome back, everyone. Please smash the like button, subscribe, share the stream. You know the deal. It's not a super spicy day, but it's Friday, baby. So hopefully you guys have some nice weekend plans lined up. I got nothing. Professor Bean's still recovering, doing well, but unfortunately the biopsy results came back and not great. Not great. So she's been encompassing most of my time. Luckily, Bitcoin, the charts have not been demanding too much of it, as everything's been pretty chillin'. I don't know. It seems like there's something wrong with the stream already. Wow. That's our luck. That's okay. What are you guys up to? How you doing, Angel? GT Nuts. Amis. How you doing, Amis? Pickle. Gaud, my man. Gaud's present. Good. Daniel, how you doing, dude? The more likes we get, the more Bitcoin does. I like that. Andreas X. Crypto plunge incoming. Definitely possible. Sam James is short. What's up, Benny Mortiza? Good to see you, man. Sylview. We might do some trades. There's no volatility really to trade on Bitcoin right now, but we'll try. Dollar and some very select stocks kind of taking the spotlight right now. The dollar rallying past our previous support. We were looking for resistance, but it does look like it's pulled past up to 102.8, now back to 101.9. So we were looking for like 101.8 to be resistance and a rejection, pushed through, and potentially on Friday's close today, 101.9 is going to be actually a pretty good close, unfortunately. Pretty good close. Bitcoin hasn't moved, but there's a few things that have. Amazon up huge today. Huge. Beating earnings by like 60%. We see Amazon closed last night at 128, opened at 140. Pretty big there. The more important part to me is it looks like it's broken past this local resistance, though. It does look like summer last year, August, is going to come into play, even if it has a continued rally into next week. Crude oil pushed higher, somewhat spicy. These are perps. Looks like what we got, a yearly high on crude. Yay, inflation. Oil prices looking to move up. Not really great for anybody, but whatever. Here we go. Now we got like 150 viewing. Everybody's finding their way in, guys. Good to have you. Make sure, please, hype up the stream, hit the like, subscribe. You know the deal. What are you guys looking at? You're joining. What's up, loading name? You're joining? Good. Join. Surviving. I feel that crypto night. Crypto, it's 12:20, close enough to 4:20. It's always 4:20 somewhere, no matter what. What's up, Connor Anderson? Short to 28.5. Yeah, it's definitely possible, man. Bitcoin really. Actually very Bitcoin. I once saw a study that said in the large Bitcoin gains out of a year, there's like 10 days where if you subtract those days, it's a net negative for the year, which makes trading very difficult. But this has been really slow. Just mentally really slow. It's like savage. I will say, pat yourself on the back if you're still here, if you're still committed, paying attention. I will say that most people are not. Most people are not. People have tuned out. That's okay. They'll be back. They're always back. Number go up, people come back. If we moved up to 32K today, all of a sudden you'd see people flying out of the woodwork. But until then, it's just going to keep being this grind. Like, this is wild, dude. June, we moved up. We even hit a new high last month. I feel gaslit. Does anyone else feel gaslit? Just like gaslighting. It's like, it feels like we're not moving. But then you look at the monthly chart, we're definitely moving, and we even hit a new high last month for the year. Yet it doesn't feel like that at all. What does that mean? Definitely some sentiment divergence going on, and I even feel it myself. I don't typically feel much at all by these charts because I stare at them so much. But this is divergence, man. We have a new high last month. This month, nothing has happened yet. But it feels like we've been moving down, doesn't it? It feels like this whole year has just been like a downward move, but the opposite just happened. We're up 76%. Crypto interest is at like an I don't know, I want to say all-time low because that's not true, but like multi-year low. Some wild shit. I didn't really even know what I wanted to talk about today. It's Friday, so we had to go live for you guys to be out there. For you. But I don't know. SHIB was making some moves earlier while the rest of the market was sleeping, though in pretty much right as I saw it, it has just pulled back now. Now it's not really moving. Cool. That's actually pretty ugly, but oh well. On the day, market cipher looking pretty good on SHIB, actually. Back above previous support. Not bad. Kind of moving like the dollar. Fell below support. Move back up. Break past this 877 level. Definitely looking for about 1,000. Move that decimal place over on SHIB. Like maybe a 14% upside from here. I might as well show my trades. By the way, guys, we are sponsored by Femex and Fairdesk. Their links are in the video. They're in the description. And they're in the live chat pinned to the top. You can go to tomcrown.io. That has all my socials and all my links. Not a lot of changes here on the trade front. I was going to do a Choose Your Trade Friday like we have been, but bros, the trades are still open. I haven't moved anywhere. Like, we are at the exact same price as last Friday. It's wild. I have less trades open than I had, although I think since last time we looked at these, not a lot of changes. I have my SHIB long still open. Bitcoin long still open. Bitcoin short still open. Not a lot of movement there. If we get some volatility, we'll freaking open more trades, but there's no point in trading sideways, like less than 1% range. Here's the bulk of the trades open. We can see the Ethereum long still struggling, but not really threatening. A plethora of longs and shorts all in, I don't know, 1 to 20% profit, and then our big long still open, chilling. And if something happens or we find something, you know, looking at a chart, looking good, maybe we'll open more trades. What do you guys think? I think that's all right. I'll update you guys on XLM because this has actually been somewhat spicy, somewhat interesting. XLM finding resistance. Wow, what is in my eye? At 16.3, as we kind of expected. I don't love this as much as I did Wednesday when we looked at this. So we had a really pretty pattern on XLM with that top resistance of 16.3. We had tapped it 3 times, weakening that resistance each time we've tested it. What I don't love now is we've kind of fallen out of this pattern. We're looking for that flat top with ascending lows to give us our breakout signal. Since we looked at it last, it's fallen back below trend and has broken this low. So it's not completely out the window. We're not, I don't know, isn't like all of a sudden insta-bearish because this was very bullish. But that 11.1 entry is looking more likely. When we had these higher lows here, I was like, probably not going to reach back down there in the short term. But now it's looking like we probably will. Either way, 11.2, probably a really good entry on XLM. I would not sleep on that. Let me look at XRP because it's in the title. Oh me, oh my. What are you guys looking at? I'm just going to read the chat. XRP also reaching on down, looking for our 54, 55 cent target that we literally discussed on the way up back early July. Said we're probably going to have a shot at 55 cents. I wouldn't FOMO in. We missed our 95 cent take profit by, I don't know, a hair. Lame. Not a lot of change there, though. I think there is a very, very solid play still at 55 cents. If you can get that entry, I think there's a really nice trade to be made. Look at S&P 500. Kind of losing its rigidness here. Looks like maybe falling out of trend August 1st. Can kind of envision a trend line here. Well, it's not perfect, but looks like it's kind of losing some interest. Momentum's falling down. Nah, it's still looking pretty strong actually on the day. Maybe 4450. Nice spot to find support. Weekly still looking pretty healthy here. Momentum's up, RSI's up, money flows up. Not a lot. Litecoin. Since the halving, that was our last episode on Wednesday. Yikes. Not having a bullish impact, which I think almost everyone was looking at. Almost everyone was like, well, this shit sells off every halving. Not wrong. Trading back down to June 28th's low, basically retracing the entire move up from then. Let's see. Past 618 retracement. Yikes. Not a wonderful spot to find yourself. Of course, below $71, and that's looking really bad. Someday. Please be kind, sir. What's up, Zigzag? Music's too loud, really? Turn it down for you. What's up, Eli Melhem? Subscribed. If you're out there and you haven't subscribed yet, please do me the honor of subscribing. If we don't get enough subscribers, YouTube takes away my streaming license. And I'll be homeless. Don't let them make me homeless. What's up, Andrew Signor? You'd like to see my TA on elephant money? I bet. If you subscribe. Hola, Senor Crown. Hola, Seekin Hunt. Music's a little loud. Thank you, Love Jeet. I just turned it down. Is it still a little loud? Might as well just turn it off. Just vibing anyway. Hit the like. Thank you, Daniel. Donald Tramp. 47 smash. Can we get at least 100 likes, guys? I know it's been difficult to get the likes lately. Let's get 100. Let's get a Hunsky. I see no similarity. Like, there's just no real similarity here. We were looking at kind of this pattern back here, this little hump, and on Litecoin, it's like July into September. We got that little hump. We got to move up. Now we're just trading sideways. Trading sideways. Let me see. There we go. I was just drawing random channels. I was drawing random channels on Bitcoin and kind of saw this. Not a lot of alpha there. Not a lot of alpha. But I'm watching it. Jeez. Could something happen? My God. Got a nice short on Bitcoin. Hope it collapses soon. Could be. Let me start a new chart. Let's get like a lay of the land. Give first. You can always take back. What are we giving Psychedelic Astronaut? What are we giving? Let's look at the day here. Price falling, lower lows, lower highs, RSI, lower lows, lower highs. Nothing really there, no divergence. Money flow, maybe indicating a little bit more downside here on the day. Look where we are in our retracement. Still holding that 382 pretty strong. This is a very shallow retracement. It would be odd. Well, it would be odd, I'll say. It It would be odd not to see it move lower unless we're incredibly bullish. Though I did start this with saying, look, it doesn't feel incredibly bullish, but it has been incredibly bullish. It's just been incredibly boring. That's really what it is. It's just incredible levels of bore. Oh, you know what? I was invited to be on some Twitter space. Hey, 2 p.m. East, 2:30 p.m. East. Yeah, well, it's 2:30 p.m. East. Where is it? Let's see the space. I was invited to be on like a featured speaker on Mario Naufal's like space today, but I don't see the space. So I guess we're not gonna be speaking. It's supposed to be at 2:30. It's 2:35. Yeah. Who knows? Who knows? Disorganized. I was going to stream it because Twitter actually enabled being able to talk on a computer instead of just a phone, which is magical. Absolutely magical. Greatest improvement Twitter's looked at even in the last, I don't know. You know what's interesting here, and I'm surprised we didn't see this earlier, is on the daily, I mean, we've been looking at kind of this area, but on the daily, you have daily resistance at your 0.5 and your 618 retrace. I mean, 27.2, we've been looking at that forever. I think we were saying, what, 28, it was actually here, 28.4, it hit perfectly, was our support. You know, what a beautiful candle. The 1st of August, that was a beautiful, beautiful candle. That wick down to support. It was only on Coinbase right away. Other exchanges followed. Then followed by a higher high into a bearish engulf candle. Like, this is why I think people are like, oh, crypto is so manipulated. Yeah, because that is a very odd movement. You'll even see, looking back, pretty much all this year, this has been a pattern where we get a really bullish candle, and then it's immediately followed by a bearish engulfing candle on the day. It's happened over and over and over again. Like right here. I'll say right here, even though it wasn't bearish engulfed. Like, this is torture. This is torture. Bitcoin hitting some of the lowest volatility it's ever seen. But we're still here, that's right. And we'll be here. Sometimes I don't know, I don't feel great today, so I'm trying to make it through. I'm trying to keep it spicy, but we'll be here, even if price action sucks. Let's see. I have a feeling there's some spiciness here somewhere. There's some spiciness. Under daily moving average, that was a nice touch. I didn't even see that August 1st, that wick low was to our horizontal support, but it was also to the 100 daily moving average. It's actually pretty spicy. That's likely going to act as support, sitting at 28.5, chilling. 200 daily coming on up, hasn't been tested since our 19.5 hit all the way back here. I seem tired today. I don't know. I just don't feel great. I don't feel great today. I woke up, just didn't feel great. I'm doing my best though. Because what the hell else am I going to do? If I don't stream, what am I going to do? Weekly 200, we're still chilling above it. You know, this would be really shitty and boring, but if we just slowly bled on down to that 200 weekly, that could be very slow. But at least if we got a bounce there, that would be wild. I like where the 200 weekly is now. We were speculating this weeks and weeks ago, where the 200 weekly has moved up to our horizontal support 27.2. I do have long limit orders placed there. I will take a long there if we see price action hit it. That's a pretty juicy spot, though. I like that it's moved up. Ichimoku cloud on the daily. Nah, what do we got? Right at the TK, 23. Top of the cloud, we already hit that flat cloud up here at 32. Look back. Very different run from 2019. Bollinger Bands, I believe, are the tightest on the week they've ever been in Bitcoin history. Looking back, each time the Bollinger Bands have tightened, we have seen explosive moves, does not favor upside or downside. Back here in November, October 2018, Very, very tight bands. We dropped 50%. I'll say back here in September 22, very tight weekly bands. We rallied 6x, something like that. Here we are. I don't think they've ever been this tight. That's what she said. Giggity. Weekly, hopefully finding support here. We have 2 days and 6 hours over this weekend. Hopefully price can hold above 28.5. 20 weekly middle of the Bollinger Band. Typically when we see support held, like back here in March, we retest the top of the band. We see that again here in June, retest the top of the band. Hopefully the 20 holds into the weekend, into the new week, and we can see a nice little candle at the top of the band. It's looking at 31.5-ish. Let's check out some of our favorite data points. Bitcoin moving a little bit, now down at 29.50. Maybe it'll spice up and I'll get some energy. I'm very unmotivated today by price action. It's the exact same price. I'm going a little crazy, guys. Like, it's just always the same price, man. You wake up, it's the same price. You go to bed, it's the same price. It's getting to me. Over the last 7 days on Binance, but let's not look at Binance. Let's look at the whole market. Over the last 7 days on our total market, this has really shifted around a lot. At one point, longs were almost non-existent. Wait. No. Why are there two scales here? What is the 20 million? I'm confused. At one point, longs and shorts were very out of balance, at least during that sell-off, and I was expecting more of a squeeze to the upside. However, that hasn't happened. We can see kind of a void of liquidations up to 29.4. Not a lot of leverage looking to get liquidated there. However, longs have this nasty staircase of liquidations leading down to 27.6. That's not great. Short licks started around 29.4 and have the same issue or the same setup all the way back, it looks like, to 30.7. So basically we have two slippery slopes. If either side of the market starts liquidating, it's likely to get sucked in that direction and clear out positions. It's pretty balanced. That's a big change actually from earlier. This was very out of balance. Shorts are there's a little bit more shorts, but it's so close that it really doesn't matter. They're equal. Let's take a look at our super charts here on Coinglass. Bitcoin doing that little sell off to 29. Open interest struggling to get bids, kind of hovering here, but does look like it has rallied, or is beginning to rally maybe. Looks like it was falling until 14th of July. Now it's picked back up slowly as price has gone down. Boo. Don't like that. Looks like as of August 1st, market has been opening longs. Hopefully that means someone knows what's going on. Hopefully someone knows what's going on and is looking to go long. In the last hour, 2 hour, funding has dropped again. Shorts are opening lame. Okay. Overall funding rate, though, is negative. That's not a bad sign. It's not super negative, though. It's a little bullish. Binance coming off of its neutral funding. As we see OKX, Gate, and OKX all going negative. Speaking of going negative, pull up these bad boys. Dropping a little bit, 29. Still in the range. We move down to like 25, that'd be spicy. Maybe up to 30K, that'd be spicy. But right here, it's just the same damn price. It's the same price. Get out of here. Get out of here, same price. Let's look at, just for fun, liquidations. Longs getting licked, of course. Not huge liquidations, though. Not huge. Very minor. $1 million. 11 million. Not a lot. Looks like mostly longs getting liquidated. Cool. Cuckoo. Very tight bands here on the hour. And what are we seeing? A volatile move. Volatile. Is this a new chart? Oh yeah, here we go. In the greater picture of things, it's not really moving. Still higher low versus yesterday. That would only take about a $40 move down from here in the day before 28.9. Man, I want it to be spicy. I want there to be spice. Things are looking a little heavy. You come down to 27.2. I'll feel a lot more bullish. I'm always bullish, but right now I'm not really looking for a move up in this moment. I think a flush down would actually be more of a catalyst than to just kind of rise back up slow. I think they'll just get sold off again. We've got 350 viewing. Nice. Sorry for my energy. It's not so high today. I just woke up. It's just one of those days. I just woke up not feeling anything. I tried to play some video games and I was like, this is boring. I might download Baldur's Gate 3. I remember that game from my childhood. Maybe I'll just get lost in the sauce today, something like that. What's up, 808 Hawk? What are you looking at? First time on the show. What? Andrew Signor, first time here, man. Welcome. Welcome. You should subscribe. Just like Somik Bizwaz subscribed earlier, and Guilherme Marquise. We've got 3 new subscribers. Hell yeah. Welcome to the fam. Make sure you guys jump in the Discord. Keep up with the live streams. Make sure you've enabled notifications. Don't want to miss it. I mean, you might want to miss today, but you don't want to miss all the upcoming streams. I'm not always this boring. Baldur's Gate stream Baldur's Gate stream, guys? I mean, all I needed was a fellow Thomas to encourage that. Maybe we'll see. If I need a co-op partner, let me know. Ooh. Guys you're encouraging me. That's bad. That's bad. What's up, Vincent Mark? Last time BCB Uni bought MTE. I don't know what any of that means. Be very careful with any kind of crypto bots, guys. Think of it this way: if you were a hacker or you were a scammer, right? You want to steal people's crypto. What's a really good way to do it? Really good way to do it would be to convince people to download a program. But not just any program, a crypto-specific program, a trading-specific program, because now they've identified you as someone with crypto to steal, someone with crypto on an exchange, and someone who's moving their assets around. It's not good. Very dangerous. I don't download anything in crypto. Look at all these liquidations. What the happening now? Oh, Bitcoin dropped under 29K. That is causing a cascade of liquidations. I saw this out of the corner of my eye. Look at this crap. Look at this move. Now it's not refreshing. We saw a cascade of altcoin licks. Like, boom, 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 boom. Look at these. They're not even seconds apart sometimes. Not huge liquidations, 1.5K, 2K, 3K. But they're coming in so fast. It looks like altcoins may be taking a beating. Are alts taking a beating? Let's open up Bitcoin dominance. If things spice up, maybe my energy will come. I don't know. My motivation. Let's take a peek at BTCD. Very little movement. 0.15 down. Not a big move. Hovering around that 50% mark. Still above previous resistance for the last few years. Wow, that's quite a little sell-off. All right, well, maybe things are spicing up. It's getting a little bit more spicy. I'll take it. Too quiet without music. Let's go live spice. Gotta get the volume right, though. Really, I just need to hear it. You guys probably don't care. I just need something in the background so it's not like preaching to a choir room. What's up, Brandon Sipovich? Never buy into hype trains. You always do the opposite of YouTube thumbnails. How do you do the opposite of my thumbnails? I don't know. No Bidic Kobitini? Anagrams. What's up, Alex Wells? Kai, the beautiful. Kai is here. Kai is my favorite associate because she's awesome and because she's a cutie. Double threat there. Hopefully live spice, man. I don't know. It's definitely a one-way move. That's all red in a row. I don't even TA this though. probably like this. Let's do the hours though. I don't want to like minute swings. There we go. All right, well, this is pretty. You broke 28,930. That was your low from the third measured move, sitting at 28,473, right? Previous tested support. Let's get some perspective. That perspective is not helping. It's got stopped out, Chris. I'm sure I'm getting stopped out on something eventually. That short's pretty, this short is pretty protected though. 28.8. Oh shit, am I gonna get stopped out? Chris, I might be there with you, man. I might be there with you. I might get stopped out. Look at Ethereum quick. Ethereum doesn't really look to be moving. Okay. Similar pattern on like low time frames with Ethereum. You've got your wick lows back here in the beginning of August. You broke a higher high, and then you just came right back down and chilled sideways. Volatility contracting. Probably aim it like that. You know what? I'll do it. Because Kai's here, she is my Femex. How do you even say it? Is it Femex or Femex? I've been saying it wrong for years. She is my Femex affiliate associate. Sign up for Femex. Links in the chat. It's also pinned to the top. I've been alternating it. Femex is the exchange I've been using the longest for contracts for trading. They're a great exchange. Lots of everything you could ask for. Check them out, sign up. KYC is optional. Good stuff. Still bullish on Ethereum. Like, I'm still looking for more upside. When you flip the chart, we did this the last stream. You have descending highs with a flat bottom. That is pretty bullish. You don't have like a ascending channel. You don't have rising wedge. You have flat top and your lows are just coming up. Still looking for a move to the upside. Likely retest what, 2100, something like that. XLM. Is XRP still coming down? It is. It is into this hour. We're seeing some new lows. Maybe I'll pull up CoinGecko. See what's actually moving. Got almost 400 viewers. Not bad. I guess the little move down stirred up some spice, but not bad for what is, in my opinion, a pretty slow-moving day. Welcome, fam. If you could, please subscribe, smash the like buttons. It would help me out. The more people subscribe, this is why every YouTuber is obsessed with likes. The more you hit the like button, and also included as chatting in the live chat, voting in polls, subscribing, sharing, the more you do that, the more YouTube says, okay, this stream is good. So I will show this to more people. It's not like an ego thing. I don't care how many likes we get. I care how much YouTube thinks this is a good stream. So please help out. Do your part. Just takes you a second. Get some more subscribers there. We've had like 3. Let me see. Did they ever start? I guess they did start this space. I don't understand that. 1 minute ago, he sent the link. Should we join it? Let's see what they're saying.
Commercial, right, Goody? I like Home Depot, but like,
what type of music do you usually put on the roundtable show?
Usually like some rap or something like that.
Yeah, man. Like, where'd you get AC/DC
I
from?
mean, it's the summer, so I figured that would be, you know, a good choice.
That's literally like
Oh,
SLB
Wendy's here.
dad rock. I don't even think. I think that's Alice Cooper. That's not AC/DC. Oh my God. That's so. No, we need to do a music space.
Bro, hold on. Hold on. Let's do a bit of a test, Wendy. Do you know? Obviously, you know Metallica. Then actually test me with a few bands, old school rock bands. Let's see if I know. 'Cause I used to play guitar, so test me out. Let's see. But start easy on me.
Some old school rock bands.
I don't know if this is gonna work.
Where's the
but we'll
first
try it.
one?
I love them. They're my favorite punk rock
Turn
band,
this
like ever,
down.
like all time. I'd never want to go to the UK, but I would literally fly to the UK just to see them play. They've been a band for, I think, for almost 40 years now. And I love the Dwarves too. Absolutely love them.
How about, so hold on. Punk rock is like, you know, is Linkin Park, Limp Bizkit, they count?
No.
Oh, no.
Oh my God, no. That is like,
They're talking crypto.
They were super cool. They pioneered for kind of like a new genre, but they're I guess they're kind of considered like rap rock. I don't even know if that's a thing, but I love like the old school bubblegum pop, like that type of stuff, like the garage stuff, like Television. Like I love all that stuff.
How many? Hold on. Are these 90s or what? 2000s or what?
Oh no, these are
earlier.
like. Dude, I'm talking about like the early punk rock. Like when you talk about the early punk rock, you're talking about guys from the late 70s that like that kind of.
Oh shit,
kinda
Led
like
Zeppelin type guys.
No, not even. Well, they're after Zeppelin. They were kind of like the glam rock guys that really pioneered in like the pop punk and the glam rock and the 80s hair metal, like all that type of stuff, like the good shit.
Shit, man, I'm that out of the loop. Is there anyone in rock? Does anyone know like Metallica, Led Zeppelin, Scorpions? Am I speaking gibberish or?
No,
you're good, Mario. It's not punk. It's not.
Yeah, I know. I've moved away from punk, bro. System of a Down. I know one of their songs.
Ooh, like
Van Halen. That's
just
music.
like okay, that's popularized rock, and that's okay. That's a mommy's headband.
Does anyone? Okay, last question. Does anyone know Scorpions? They used to be my favorite when I was a kid.
I don't know
Nobody?
any of these things.
Okay, actually,
we know Scorpions, yeah.
They're good.
Sick. All right,
It's
cool.
Scorpions.
No, because I used to live in Australia after, and then no one knew them in Australia, and I felt like such an outcast. I was like the only one listening to Scorpion, everyone listening to like Led Zeppelin and Metallica.
I don't even know if
Van
my mic
Halen,
will
like,
work.
shit, I'm the odd
To
one
be
out. But then
honest.
you go to Europe, everyone's obsessed with Scorpions. Cool guys. All right. Didn't expect this. So Begin and I will be hosting this show. Sully will join us in a bit. The anti-crypto guy will be joining us in a bit. Begin, maybe give us a quick overview. And I'll do the same. And I can't wait for David's here. Perfect. Because David and Eleanor will kick off the show on my end when I take the mic after you Begin to kind of give us an overview on the kind of the
dark mode.
trad crypto, the kind of the
all
old school
dark mode,
crypto, at least the things that to some of us matter. We're talking about regulation. We're talking about Binance, the ETF. Kind of giving us a high level overview of what we've covered over the last week, because they both join almost every space and they listen to almost every space as well if they can't join, and they can give us an overview of what happened this week, what we've discussed this week. And then Begin, I know you do the roundtable space, so I think what we can do, I just came up with this on the spot now, is that we do this space to kind of recap everything that happened in the week, like crypto recap. Let's call it
refresh. There you go. Now it's on dark.
came up with this on the spot now, is that we do this space to kind of recap everything that happened in the week, like crypto recap. Let's call it Begin. Let's call it crypto recap moving forward. Maybe even now, fuck it. Hashtag crypto recap. What do you think? Is that stupid?
I mean, I can go with that. Yeah, I just remember I only know about this NFT land and some crypto stuff.
We're talking crypto or talking punk rock.
That on YouTube, and I probably shouldn't be giving this out for free, but crypto news is one of the biggest hashtags trending there. So I don't know about
Wendy.
crypto Twitter, but yeah.
Crypto recap. Crypto weekly recap. We'll come up with a nice name. How about this? In the comments, give us some cool names. And while you're doing that, I'm going to go through the comments and probably steal a name or two. And maybe give a special thank
Look
you to
up
someone if I steal
elephant money.
I've got a tweet up. I'm going to pin it at the top. I've just tweeted
Subscribe
it.
and I will.
And that's going to be, we're going to give
You
away.
subscribe, I'll look it up.
I don't know if it's like $1,000 total or $1,000 to a bunch of winners, for a few winners. The team will decide and maybe announce it at the end of the space. But if you go to the pinned tweet at the top, we used to do a lot of giveaways in the old days, back in the bull market. But if you check the pinned tweet, I've just pinned it above. It's my last tweet on my space, on my account. And you can see 5 sponsors, partners, on there. So 5 projects. I want you to go through them. Choose your favorite one. Even now, you don't have to wait for the pictures. Even now, choose your favorite
I refreshed
project.
to make it dark
Give us a
mode.
good
Now
reason.
I'm not a
And
speaker.
then Sully, when he's on, he'll choose one good answer or a bunch of them. I don't know what he'll decide, and then you'll win some money. But yeah, before we go to Eleanor and David, and then we'll go to Wendy for a market update.
Oh, sorry.
Okay, Whale, what's up, bro? I begin. So I'll let you kick it off with maybe an overview on what's been covered this week in the roundtable space, any key highlights, things that the audience needs to know, and then I'll do the same for our town hall, and then we'll go to Wendy afterwards for a quick market update. Begin. Do you want to kick it off?
Yeah, sure. So this last couple of weeks, obviously NFT and crypto has been down a little bit, but we are seeing tons and tons of actual things being built and coming out. So a couple things that have happened. Actually, one just happened today, which we didn't even talk about. Doodles are doing a Crocs collab. That's the real utility we've been waiting for. Crocs, finally. But we've been seeing a bunch of different stuff. Like we're leading up to DGOT Season 3 launching. Lots and lots of anticipation about that. Everyone's debating where it's going to go. You guys, now both tickets are out for both their events, both the Mutant one coming in Miami and the Hong Kong event, which already sold out here. Obviously, we were doing a little degenning earlier in the week with Coinbase's new L2 base, which, you know, I don't know. It went a little crazy, and I don't know if anyone's trading on it anymore. People got wrecked, so we'll see what that happens. There's been a lot of drama this past week about Crypto Dick Butts Season 4 coming out and some crazy evolving art they had. They're like giving the project away to the highest holder, almost like turning it into a DAO. And the art came out and everyone hated it, but now the art is, this is weird, slowly being covered with what looks like
Wendy. I like
so
Wendy.
People seem to be happy about that. So yeah. I don't know. The space is all wacky and weird, but stuff's happening.
I love the sound you put there in
the
order
more I
me too.
spend time with you, the more I get eked by the whole NFT community. Like, this is your updates. My updates are Hex and Richard Hart. You gave us 3 updates. We got Hex and Richard Hart. So we know Richard Hart has been sued by the SEC for launching Hex. And I can't remember the details of the lawsuit. David will give us a quick overview. I know we've got Curve as well. Not sure, David or Eleanor, you can touch on that. The hack that Curve faced. And then the liquidations that were the risks of a bunch of liquidations to kick in after the hack, because the owner owns like 40-something% of the Curve tokens, and he had them staked.
If they don't accept me, I don't care. I was up
and
there.
then as the price
and then
dropped,
I made it dark mode and I'm refreshed,
he was,
and now
getting margin called. So there's that, and that shows the risks of DeFi. But I kind of disagreed with Ryan and Scott. I think it showed the advantages of DeFi and how everything was so transparent and everyone watched it happen in real time, rather than behind the scenes like you see in CeFi, in centralized finance. And then the third update is, let me go through my notes. The third one's Base by Coinbase. So we saw very highly anticipated. There's already like 14. Someone told me today in the space in the Crypto Town Hall with Ryan and Scott.
What's up, Tony C?
And there's 14 dexes that were already being built, or ready to be built, or ready to launch for Base. And that we also saw a way some people managed to get into the layer 2 without pre-launch. It hasn't even launched yet. They found a way to enter it, a kind of a bridge into Base that developers were meant to use. And then what they did, and there's no way to come out, so they just trusted the launch, obviously. And they went in there and started launching tokens. Like $40 million got into the layer 2, into Base, and most of it was just pump and dumps, which was shocking. And Scott was telling us about that in the space earlier. So that's for the space that we do. So it's me, I do the Crypto Town Hall space. Me, Ryan, and Scott do it together. Ryan from Crypto Banter and Scott from Wolf of Wall Streets, and then Begin and Goody do the roundtable space, which is kind of covering the degen side of the.
Well, still not up on there as a speaker again, so we'll mute it. Sorry, Jeanette. Jeanette's leaving us. You have limit order set, and you just scared me. Why am I scaring you, VG? There's nothing to be scared of. There's nothing to be scared of. Embrace it. So it's Hosey Marie. How you doing? Chocolate Wee. Dabby J. Dabby J. Dab J. All right. This has been not such a energetic episode. Maybe we'll get a little spice here. It'll spice me up. We'll see. What's up, Alex Wells, Andrew Signor, BG Bathwater, Chocolate Wee, Chris Solar, Crypto Fever, Dabby J, Daniel Lehman, Dr. Crypto George, Kara Giannis is here, my man George, Huddle Crypto, Baron Flannel, Itadaki Masuso, James and Jeanette. If you haven't left us yet, Jose Marie, Joshua Carrero, Loading Name, Sprouksy Pickle, Tony C, and Mr. Wick. What are you guys doing today? What are you guys doing this weekend? We're about to hit 33K. Let's go. I'll take it. Thankful. Tasteful thickness. Tasteful thickness. I'll take it. Put a little order here while I was chilling. The risk to reward is pretty good, but the trade itself is pretty small. Got about 2.5 to 1. I said your name twice because you're twice as nice. What's up, FK NFT Johnny G? How you guys doing? I said it correct. I tried. Wave to you. Wave to you all. It is Friday, and Bitcoin is doing Bitcoin Friday things. Things are going down. Thank God that hourly closed. Hour closed and market found something. At least stopped the bleeding temporarily. Dollar no. Don't bounce off of 10. Don't do it. Son of a cunt. Don't bounce. Go down. Just go down. Go down like Litecoin. Maybe the dollar needs a halving. Can we halving the dollar so that it goes down? That'd be cool. I think this is my least energetic episode ever. Ugh. I just feel like shit. I have been like awake and stressed 24/7 since Beans had surgery. God, pets, man. I love them. We love them, but they are not easy. They're like children. Weekend. You mowed the lawn nice. Riego Copel nice. What's up, Bad Baptist? How you doing, man? What's good? Not much. Just chilling. Indica this weekend. Pen here. I have my pen somewhere. I don't know where. Chilling. Good. Tony C, you're going to Six Flags? I know what Six Flags is. Look into my eyes. Am I bearish? Nah, I'm never bearish. I'm still here. I know. I got to. This is what I've been tasked to do in my life. I have to be here. Rain or shine. Gotta be here. Just set that TP a little lower. This does not look good. This is not a good long. I'm not gonna lie. Oh shit! I got speakered.
To break above it. One of the key areas that I was looking at on the daily chart is if you go back and you look at the swing wick high that occurred May 11th, Wednesday, 2022. That was like the all-time, like that was, the little swing wick high we had. That's when we had that epic breakdown that happened. And then there's also a swing wick low that occurred Monday, 24th of January, 2022. But anyways, we hit the swing wick high at about $31,800. It was back a couple weeks ago in July. We since then have not been able to continue our upward traction. We had a really nice relief pump rally from key support at approximately $25,000. We bounced up, which was great, but when we did complete that swing wick high back to about 32,000, but we weren't able to break up. And one of the things that I'm looking at is a channel. I should probably post a chart on Twitter. But I went ahead and just drew this adorable little channel. They kind of act like, what are they, ascending, descending little wedgie thingies to where you either go down, they get the inverse reaction, etc. Most of you guys know what I'm talking about, but anyways. But to me, it's looking like that we're in a downtrend. We're going to hit key area of support at approximately $28,000. If that breaks, and I'm looking to range between approximately $28,000 and $27,000. We do have really strong support about $25,000. Just because we have support there doesn't mean that we're going to, go all the way down to that area. But at the same time, we definitely are in a downtrend. And unless we get a breakout of the channel at approximately $30,000, I'm expecting some more downward price action, which realistically, when we're talking about Bitcoin, this is pretty bullish because we're still a bit away from halving. Halving is a moving date. It's a very important fundamental factor. And you're going to still have time to get into Bitcoin if that is something that you're interested in. Again, I'm not telling you invest in anything. It's just some people like to dollar cost average. They like to set limit buys. So I do think there will be opportunities for accumulating more Bitcoin at these prices. And if you're bullish on altcoins, it will give you time to accumulate those as well, as altcoins generally dump and respond to the market in a negative aspect when Bitcoin dumps as well. But sometimes that changes when Bitcoin does go sideways.
Can you repeat that, please?
Thanks a lot, Wendy.
The number's going to go down, and then if we lose an important area of the down number, then we're going to go down more. But if we hold at that super important area, like $28,000, then price can totally go up, and then we can moon, and then we've got some really great resistance at $33,000, and once that's smashed, we're going to $69 million Bitcoin by the end of today.
Cool. Thanks for the update, Wendy. And Trevor, thanks for coming up as a co-host. It allows us to bring up one more speaker. Good to have you, man. All right, let's go to David. David, before Begin takes the mic and goes DJing on us, can you give us an update on I know you were there for the ETF discussion earlier today, and a bit of a recap on the major news, the major developments we've seen in the past week, even 10 days, I'd say, because I know you've been doing that a lot on the Crypto Town Hall. Eleanor, I'll let you jump in right after David as well. Mainly, so David, what happened and what does it matter for? Why does it matter for crypto? How will it impact the ecosystem?
Yeah, so Mario, I hate to rug you, but there's really only one topic that I'm able to talk about today. I've been pretty unplugged from the news for the past 2 weeks, which is the GBTC litigation with Alameda. So for those that don't know, GBTC, it's the largest holding of Bitcoin in the world. It's trading at a massive discount to NAV. And roughly a week ago, Alameda revealed publicly their intention to be joined by 10% of shareholders in a derivative action to sue for $1.7 billion.
Literally never seen this happen
when
before.
DCG found out this news this week, there was some backroom deals that were cut. I can't get into lots of specifics here, but ultimately there was some interference with some of the co-plaintiffs, and Alameda went to the courts to seek an additional extension on their litigation. So they got a 6-week extension. September 15th is their new deadline. We haven't figured out exactly how many shares DCG was able to affect, but it's a significant amount, and they're going to have to rally more shares to join their litigation for it to advance.
And you're not giving yourself enough credit, David. You've been covering the Hex story as well, so maybe give us an overview of how. I know we've kind of butchered this in our previous shows, but just for anyone that wasn't there, kind of a 1-minute overview of what it means for Hex, for Richard, and whether we could see DOJ take action afterwards.
Now the whole
bro, I have no idea. I have no idea what's going on with Hex. Richard Hart is in trouble with the SEC. Who's surprised by that?
And Eleanor, I know you've been there as well in the space earlier. Have you been following the Hex story?
Hey Mario, yeah, a little bit. I mean, just kind of like the overview. I know he was charged with selling unregistered securities and for raising, I think it was $1 billion from investors. I mean, I keep seeing that video that's circulating of this guy.
This lady's on here.
Obviously, this commercial or whatever it was that they shot. It's like it looks like a thing for a movie, and he just seems like the most arrogant guy, kind of out there. And it's like, well, is it any wonder that the SEC goes after people who are acting like this in cryptocurrency? I was vividly reminded of Sam Bankman-Fried in a way.
Yeah, and just a bit of an overview for the audience as well. So there was 3 charges that the SEC charged Richard Hart with 3 things: conducting unregistered crypto asset security offerings. Most people are not surprised by this, and so on shouldn't get much attention. But then there's the misappropriation of funds. There's $12 million that allegedly Hart used to buy sports cars, watches, the Black Diamond, the 555 carat Black Diamond, called the Enigma. And a bunch of luxury goods. So that one, it got a lot of people's attention. And then the other one's called fraud in connection with the sale of the security. So they claim that he used a strategy called recycling transactions. That's all alleged. We don't know what's true, what's not. But essentially, that 97% of the investment.
What is going on with the internet today? YouTube chat froze. I've never seen that happen. Now this is frozen, it sounds like. He's still talking, but I can't hear him. It's just that kind of day. It's just that kind of day, it seems. Rugged. Dude, I'm getting rugged. YouTube chat rugged us. Now, Twitter Spaces is rugging us. What is with this? What's going on here? Although there is a bug. Sometimes you just can't hear one person. Maybe that's what's going on. The Matrix is breaking. The Matrix. Like, everything is rugging. It's everything is rogue. Everything is rogue. Oh, can't hear. So I guess, I don't know. I guess we'll leave that space because we can't hear. There are 4,000 or 5,000 people listening. So it would have been cool to talk, I guess. Would have been cool. By the way, CryptoFace said Baldur's Gate 3 sucks. Sucks major balls in all caps. He said the latest D&D sponsored game, like Baldur's Gate 1 and 2 were, is called Pathfinder Wrath of the Righteous and Man. He said it's effing amazing. Maybe I'll download that. He gave it a very good review. Interesting. I wonder if it's the whole effing internet. Like, what's going on here? Is the whole internet down? Did we lose the internet? We lost the internet. Did I reconnect? I can't hear any of them now. That's what CryptoFace said. CryptoFace said Baldur's Gate 3 was not good.
$1, you have 100% of
We're
that
never gonna get to speak.
pot of hex. But if someone's so the days, I mean, there's one guy, or allegedly, there's one guy who knows what ETH is coming in from him and from everyone else.
That's Richard.
Yeah.
I want to say something though. So I had Richard on my channel twice, and again, I don't give a fuck about Hex. I don't give a fuck about a lot of these crypto projects. My whole issue is like I feel like the SEC is unjustly going after people, and the only reason why I'm playing the devil's advocate with them is because number one, like it sucks. Like anytime the SEC goes after somebody, it's like the community is the one that gets hurt because the price of their token or asset, whatever it is, ends up going down. Similar to what we've seen with Coinbase. Anytime that the SEC has gone after Coinbase, you know, I forgot what happened the other day. There's been so many different things that went on. I'm sure Eleanor knows, but the Coinbase stock dumped like 10%, and in traditional markets, that's a lot of money. So I feel like at this time, like I'm not saying Richard's innocent. I'm not saying he did anything, but he's guilty. I simply need more information to come out from the courts and what it is they're going to say, especially with the SEC. I mean, Gary Gensler, chair of SEC, can't even indicate whether Ethereum, the second largest cryptocurrency by market cap, is an effing security or not. Like,
but I gave you some information now, though.
Huh?
I talked with Richard prior to making Hex. I was DMing him all the time.
Right. No, I totally get it. But
so arguably, this is a more fraudulent sale than a normal ICO, unless they're doing the same, unless they do join their own sale and get all their tokens, right?
Right.
If you run a token,
Was there ever like a feature of Hex that was pitched beyond just like pumping the price and making the holders rich? Like I thought that was like the entire utility that was pitched to this project.
I
mean, it's similar to any other meme coin, right? I mean, it's just a Ponzi where you need more people in. And the problem, not the problem, but you have people who lock their Hex up for 15 years, right?
Really?
I mean, from the beginning, everyone, I mean, I even remember that myself. People were like, you're not a real Hexican unless you have a 5,555-day stake.
That sounds like the NFT community. If you don't hold on to my NFT, you're not part of my community anymore. And I said what I said.
Wait a minute. Did he really make it 555 days? Is he referencing his own Enigma diamond?
No. Maybe he knew about the diamond prior, but the diamond came after Hex.
Wow. Manifesting's real, babes. It's totally real. But anyways, I just wanted to say really quickly, I'll let y'all talk. Because of the SEC's poor track record and because they like to go after everybody, I want to see more evidence on the case. Like, I understand people know this or they know that or there's other things on chain, whatever. But again, I want to see the SEC actually prove in court they know what the actual fuck they're talking about, because I feel like they continue to go after people.
But let me say some more, though. I agree to some extent, but when you have a scuffed Uniswap fork that doesn't even pay LP fees because it's bugging the code, and you ICO and crowdfunding $1 billion for it, it's not worth $1 billion. It's a scuffed fork that doesn't even work. So,
do you know? Have you spoken to? Has anyone spoken to Richard privately since the?
No, I am in a private group with Richard, but he hasn't spoken for about a year now. So I am in a group with some Hex group, like Hex people. I don't know. I mean, they think I'm entertaining, I think. So I have a lot of friends in there, some of the whales and some of the people building protocols on top of Pulse Chain. But Richard hasn't spoken for, it must be a year now, I think.
I'm in like 9 million Telegram chats, and I don't speak in any of them. But anyways, I just want to see some more evidence and see the SEC actually act in good faith to protect retail.
Yeah, this is a
investors.
smaller chat though. This is like everyone on Pulse Chain building.
So guys, yeah, go ahead. Sorry, begin.
No, I'm saying if we don't want to be investigated by the SEC, don't buy 555 carat diamonds and wear Louis Vuitton head to toe and make videos of you. You know what I mean? So there's like, if you don't want to hurt your token holders, then he's acting flagrant, you know? So just chill out.
And Mario, maybe you can share the picture I sent you. And I told this a long time ago. I think it was half a year ago, 1 year ago. I said,
I'm not sure if
I tweeted, Richard Hart is the John Gotti of crypto. Because the way he acts is the way that's the reason he's going down. He's flashing around with buying stuff.
But remember, guys, he's raised like $700 and something million. So it's not, we're not talking about peanuts here. Trevor, let me go to you, man. Your thoughts on this? Obviously, any comments you have, but let's start the discussion. Like the real thing I want to discuss today, and I'm really interested to discuss, and I've tried to touch on it in previous shows, is like how the next bull run will look like. You know, I had one of our sponsors, I should probably start going through our sponsors. So one of our sponsors, Melon, there's 5 of them today. Melon goes to us and they think the next NFT bull run, so talking about NFTs, is going to be videos and they focus heavily on memes, video memes. So that was their argument on the next bull run will be led by video NFTs and collectible videos. So Trevor, as you take the mic, my question will be to you is that what do you think will be what will the next bull run be like? And every time someone speaks, I'll kind of mention another sponsor. So for now, it's for the audience that wants to win the money and check out the sponsors, check the pinned tweet above. Sponsor number 1 is Melon. Melon, I've met the guy in Barcelona, and they were doing initially influencer NFTs. You got the pictures and like their top posts on Instagram and stuff. You could turn it into an NFT, but they seem to have honed in on memes, and they get exclusivity from the creator of a meme, turn it into an NFT, and they've got a platform for it. So if you believe owning a certain meme is an asset class that would make sense 5-10 years from now. So you get exclusivity for that meme. I'm guessing it's legal exclusivity. You could check out Melon because that's what they've been doing for the past 2 years. But Trevor, man, I know you're deep in the Bitcoin ecosystem. What excites you?
Oh, I mean, there's so much things exciting happening on Bitcoin, but I think that these, what tends to happen is like the bull market lags behind, or the start of the bull market lags behind the innovation. So, you know, we have a lot of innovation happening with ordinals as a new paradigm of development, not just NFTs on Bitcoin, but this idea of storing arbitrary data in Bitcoin block space and then creating custom indexers that can read and react to that arbitrary data. And people are creating all different types of protocols like BRC20 and many others. I think it's super exciting. But I think in terms of the NFT bull market, I really don't think that anything is going to happen until the Blur token incentives collapse. I think a lot of people don't know what's going on with the token incentives, but I think there's a smart part to it and there's kind of a dumb part to it. The smart part to it is that Blur rightly recognized a while ago that the NFT marketplace with the lowest floors tends to get all of the market share, because the way that traders buy into different projects is they say, you know, where's the floor? We saw this very on with ordinals, and that was always like the topic of conversation is like, oh, I want to buy this ordinal, you know, where's the floor? And then we had a much more of a fragmented market of different marketplaces, and people just go to the one with the lowest floor. And so what Blur did with their latest token incentive is they directly incentivized the Blur farmers to lower the floor. And you can see this backed up by the data, that what you have with these farmers is you have people who exit a project provided by these bids into the farmers who are providing bids and liquidity in order to get the Blur token. The Blur token is 100 million incentive at the current prices. And these,
but Trevor, just kind of taking a step back, because you said you don't see anything happening in NFTs until this Blur thing is sorted.
I disagree with that.
Why do you disagree?
Because I don't think that's what's going to drive NFTs' future. I think GameFi and NFTs are going to drive the future of NFTs and in-game assets, digital assets that you store with no counterparty risk when you're doing trades. That's what I think is the future. And what's going to bring the future bull run is GameFi and NFTs within GameFi.
Yeah, I mean,
Trevor?
I disagree with that point, but for a different reason. I think that most of the GameFi that we're going to see is not going to be to bring in a lot of traders. I mean, we saw mass onboarding with Reddit avatars, and that did not really lead to a ton of new traders and liquidity coming into the market. We saw about 18 million NFTs minted by 15 million unique vaults on Reddit, and that's an example of a mass
What
onboarding
happened?
event.
Yeah, Trevor. What happened with the Reddit NFTs, Trevor? I know they got a lot of hype and they kind of pumped in the early stages. What happened afterwards?
It's a different demographic that we're talking about. We're talking about like average people who have no idea what this stuff really is. They got it. They made money off of it. It's kind of like flipping and selling things on eBay. It's a completely different demographic.
But is Reddit, and I want to go to you afterwards, Cole, but is Reddit kind of, and I know we're touching on NFTs now, so I want to start going to all the asset classes within crypto and get different perspectives on them. But is Reddit still building different use cases and utilities for these NFTs, or they got a hype, they're nice images and that's it? Like, I haven't been following.
I mean, they got a ton of great artists. I mean, they went for more of a to give out very low cost and cheap NFTs. There's like a very high supply on the NFTs on Reddit because they're taking a different approach to not make them valuable, but more focus on making them collectible. And so with and actually most GameFi founders, like if you talk to Gabe Layden of Digidaigaku and Limit Break, who's I think one of the top Web3 native GameFi gaming founders.
I'm tired.
He agrees with this point that the gaming sector is not going to bring on a ton.
Sorry, I've been so rough today. I did my best. Just a rough day. Rough day. Hopefully, I get some rest this weekend. Hopefully, Beans lets me sleep. I don't know, guys. I love you all. I do know that. You should make sure you're in the Discord and that you've subscribed. We'll be live again, and it won't be this awful. This is probably I'll say this is my, I'm least proud of this stream. But I did my best, so I guess I'm proud of that. Make sure you've tuned in, join the Discord, sign up with Fairdesk and FemX, start trading with our sponsors. Hopefully Bitcoin gets spicy this weekend. I don't see much signs of spice, but sometimes they appear when you least expect them. Sometimes. I think I'm going to try to find some video game to play or something. I don't know what to do with my life right now. If something spicy happens, we'll go live again. And if not, I'll be in the Discord chilling. So I love you, fam. Hope you have a great weekend. Crown out.